What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean, the podcast. I am your humble host, Uncle Sean. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here once again. First thing I want to do is kick a little black fact for you. Yes. All right, here. John L. Love in 1897 created the pencil sharpener. John L. Love created the pencil sharpener in 1897. That's a black fact from a foundational black American who always done great things in this country and continue to this day. The first thing I want to talk about is this, I guess, controversy that I've been seeing quite a bit online. People debating about how you should dress when you go to a nice restaurant. I guess there was a few patrons who were dining at Ruth Chris, which is a nice steak restaurant. And they were talking about how they were there and there were people coming in with bubble coats and sagging jeans, and they weren't dressed appropriately, and they were not behaving in a manner of basically what they're saying they ain't got no goddamn class. That's what they're saying. You see, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Look at the president. A man born with a platinum spoon in his mouth. And he has no class. I don't even think that's debatable at this point. When you go to a nice restaurant, you're going out with your lady or your friends or your business associates or whatever, you dress appropriately. Why wouldn't you want to dress nice going to a nice establishment? I'll tell you what the problem is. A lot of these suckers ain't even got a suit jacket. You don't have a decent pair of slacks or khakis. All of your shoes are sneakers. It's grown ass men in their 30s and 40s who got all sneakers. They got some Timberlands and some sneakers. Because you don't even dress like grown men no more. And you wonder why a lot of times you go places and you don't get no respect. Now, I'm a casual dressing man myself. I like to I've always got on a sweatsuit and a t-shirt or a hoodie or something around the crib, running errands and stuff. But when it's time to go out, you put on a button-down shirt, a pair of khakis or slacks, and a pair of shoes. At the very minimum. And it's people that defend somebody being dressed inappropriately. Oh, well, they probably went to Ruth Chris 8 times in the last 2 weeks. It's nothing to them. Well, you know what? You still don't have no class. You see, a lot of times the reason why ignorant things happen is because you're dressed for a fight. If you put on a suit or some nice clothes, you're less likely to act like a fool, I believe. If I ever own a nightclub or anything like that, you would have to dress nice to get in there. Because I think people, when they're dressed up nice, they feel pretty good. You know, it's like now you know it's festive or serious. One or the other. And keep out some of the riffraff because you ain't got a decent pair of shoes to put on. All you got is tight ass ripped jeans that sag off the back of your funky ass and a tight ass t-shirt and a bubble coat and a pair of $300-$400 sneakers on. And you going out thinking you sharp. And then you don't get respected as being a grown-ass man because you're dressed like the average teenager. No, 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 no. I don't even want to go nowhere really where you gotta, where you can just get in doing that. I heard somebody else, then they made a good point. I'll admit when something is a good point. They was like, well, if you was in Roof Chris and a famous basketball player came in and they had on, sweats or whatever, you wouldn't look. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't. You know what? You're kind of right. You're kind of right. I probably wouldn't look at the same way. But since I know that this guy's on TV and he's a millionaire on TV playing back, that's different than you coming in up off the street, you and Do Dirty and them, and Buquisha, and y'all got on the latest hood fashion because you don't know no better, really. I think if you're a grown man, you should dress like a grown man. If you're a grown woman, you should dress like a grown woman. There should be a difference between the way you and your children dress. That's just what I believe. But half of y'all sitting around with your kids smoking and drinking and laughing and kikiing and trying to date their friends and everything else. So you don't really have no separation between child and adult. But have some class. What's the sense in going to a nice place if you're just gonna wear your regular street clothes? Since you got so much money, go out and get you a sport coat and a pair of slacks and a decent pair of shoes so that when you get ready to go somewhere nice, you can look like an adult. Oh, I don't want to look like no square. Oh, I don't want to look like no white folks. I ain't old. I ain't finna dress old. You an ignorant person. And like I said, you probably don't know no better and you don't have no class. Look at the way people go to church and funerals and weddings dressed nowadays. And proms and everything else that used to be formal. Now somebody rolling in there with a pair of basketball shorts on and some flip-flops. It's a damn shame. When you look at a lot of the older pictures of how our men used to dress, they were suited up because they wanted some kind of damn respect. Sometimes that was the only way they could get any respect, was being dressed nice. Now, the way we think being dressed nice is a pair of jeans and a pair of sneakers and a shirt. And just because you got ripped off for $400 or $500 for a pair of jeans and $300-400 for a pair of sneakers and $200-300 for a shirt, you think you're doing something. Because it costs, oh, you know how much this costs? It's ugly. And it's not acceptable wear when you're somewhere where you're supposed to be dressed up and looking nice. That shit don't look like shit anyway. Look like a bunch of sissy clothes to me. All the sparkly shit and the bedazzled and all that old hoe shit. I wear Levi's. Now, maybe I don't know about all that. That's what goddamn it I wear. Because it's simple, plain, they fit. I'm not wearing no pants with no bunch of sparkles and bedazzlement and shit on it. No holes, and I ain't never had a pair of holy jeans. If I did, I went home and shit, cut them in the shorts back in the day. That was it. I wasn't walking around with my knees and shit out. To me, that shit looked ridiculous. But especially if you're gonna go to Ruth Chris or somewhere nice. Well, that's about all I'm gonna say about that, But let's start dressing like grown folks, please. Some of you younger adults in your 30s, and see how that maybe, just a little bit, just make you get a little more respect when you go places. Because you look respectable. When you come in looking like every other criminal and thief that they show on TV, I mean, what do you expect sometimes when you get bad service? And then let me tell you, some of you servers, especially some of you white servers and some of the black ones too, and to be talking about black people don't tip. That's a goddamn lie. Black people tip. But guess what? They tip a lot of times according to the kind of service they get. When I get good service, I give a good tip. When I get shitty service, you get a shitty tip. And now a lot of the restaurants, they didn't started taking the tip out of just adding it to the bill. Okay. You're not getting another Louis out of me. That's it. If I look on that bill and there's a automatic gratuity and a service charge, that's it. You might be talking about, yeah, black people don't do you damn. If we can read, you damn right. You're going to take the tip. So that's saying whatever kind of service I get, you've already taken your tip out of my check. And if I don't pay my full check, now, I got to deal with the law enforcement. But a lot of you servers, you didn't get a tip or you got a bad tip because of your attitude towards the people you were waiting on. Nobody's going to give you a good tip for badass service. Sometimes you sitting at that damn table and you ain't seen your server for 15, 20 minutes. There ain't even that many people in the restaurant. I've had that shit happen to me. I'm waiting on some motherfucking utensils. So you didn't serve me my food and ain't got nothing to eat with. But I guess we niggas, so we just pick it up and eat it with our hand. My father had a friend. I tell people this story a lot. He had a friend, and you got to think about this back in the day. This back in the 70s. And my father's friend, when they would go out to eat, he would take a $10 roll of quarters and set them on the table. And every time that waiter or waitress did something he didn't like, he would take 50 cents and put it in his pocket. And whatever was left was his part of the tip. That was some funny shit to watch. That's what it was. But you can kind of understand it. Some of you waiters are terrible. Some of you are racist. Some of you are just stupid. I remember one time, I went to the Red Lobster on Telegraph and Chicago here in Michigan. This was back in the, I'm gonna say, the 80s, because I ain't been back. Me and my sister went. And we went there, and I ordered my meal, and this slack-jawed, inbred, hog-looking bitch brought me a plate of ice cold food. I'm talking about the plate was cold. They got this shit out the refrigerator. Somebody had ordered this same meal that I ordered, evidently, didn't want it or sent it back or whatever, and they put it in the refrigerator, I think overnight, and this bitch, and I blame her because you carried the shit to the table. You knew this motherfucking plate was ice cold. And she set that shit down in front of me, and I'm looking at it, and it didn't even look right. It looked, you know what seafood look like when it's been in the refrigerator overnight? And I was like, this shit ice cold. Slack jaw, okay. I'm gonna take it back. Oh, slack jawed ass white bitch. Inbred. I'll take it back. I don't know why they gave me this. She goes back. She takes this plate. I swear on everything this happened. This black-jawed Neanderthal bitch took the plate, came back with the same fucking food. They put it in the steamer. This bitch took this food back here and put it in the steamer. And now the shit done shrunk up so goddamn little, it looked like the lobster tail looked like a shrimp. And set the shit down in front of me. Here you go. I looked at this bitch. I just got up and left. My sister was rolling. She was rolling. I got up and walked out. It wasn't nothing I could say. What could I do to help this fucking freaking? I would have gave that shit to my dog. What wrong? What wrong? Yeah. This broad's parents were related. Probably brother and sister. I didn't want to talk to the manager. None of that shit. I went and got in the car. My sister handled that shit. I was done. That's why you don't get a tip. Yeah. It's service like that. That was stupid. I don't know what to say. But I'm gonna tell you like this. When you go out, you should dress appropriately. And when you're serving people, give them the type of service that you would want if you go somewhere. I wouldn't serve somebody some food that I wouldn't eat. But then again, this bitch here, ain't no telling what she would eat. She probably would eat it off the floor. And that ain't even no joke. You should have seen this bitch. Now, I want to briefly touch on something. And I want to talk about what we call the folks. And no, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about being a nice guy, right quick. What do you get for being a nice guy? What do you get? What are the benefits of being a nice guy? You know, anybody who's ever called me a nice guy, right after they called me a nice guy, they tried to fuck over me. They tried to get over on me some kind of way. If a woman calls you a nice guy, you're getting ready to get you're getting ready to get used and abused. And you're not finna get no pussy. Women don't give pussy to nice guys. No. Nice guys get the runaround. Nice guys don't get anything but grief. A pat on the head. I've never got nothing from being nice. Nothing good. Nothing good has come from being nice, being a nice guy. No, I'm not going to say you can't be nice. I'm saying don't be a nice guy. Nice guys truly do finish last. While you sitting back waiting on your turn, somebody's taking theirs. While you sitting back trying to be nice and a gentleman, some dude then snatched that girl up by the hand and said, "Come on here, give me some pussy." And she fucking him now. And you was calling on the phone, "Hey, how you doing? I hope your day's going well. Good morning, sucker." See, the nice guy is unappreciated because nobody likes a nice guy because they don't respect you. Like I said, anytime anybody's ever called me a nice guy, it was the shit was on. Yeah, that's like a warning to me. Somebody called, oh, you're such a nice guy. Here we go. I bet I show you I'm not. You know, because I do come off like a nice guy. Because I'm polite and I'm mannerable and I'm thoughtful and I know how to mind my own business and I know when to be quiet and, you know. But then if you make me not be a nice guy, I can switch that and it's so comfortable for me. Very comfortable. I think if you look at people who are powerful, the most powerful people, I mean, not only are they not nice people, but most of them is downright evil. Now you don't have to go that far. I wouldn't want to be evil. But the nice guy shit, you know. But this has been another episode of Chopping It Up with Uncle Sean. And I want you to know that this show, yeah. And I like to say this because, hey, this is a one-man operation. For real, for real, for real. And my goal is I want to have that polished professional look like everybody else does. And I'm going to get there, but I have to figure it out myself because, when you reach out to people and ask for help, and even though you're willing to pay for your help, for their help, sometimes people just, for whatever reason, they don't want to help you. And that's fine. I don't get mad at nothing like that because whatever I decide to do, I'm going to do. Nothing's going to stop me. And my satisfaction on everything that I've ever done is that when you do it yourself, you don't owe nobody shit. Because this show has been funded, written, produced by none other than me, Uncle Sean. Peace.